So you already know how it works. Hello, YouTube. We are here today to not to marry someone. It seems like a marriage speech, but that's not the case. I'm here with Andressa, Heitor, Ayla, Sueli, and Katiana. And our topic today it is storytelling, uh, how we can connect to the stories, if you like to tell them or not. We have some questions to discuss, so stay with us. The first question, it is introduce yourself. I kind of did it already. I told my name is Sarah, just for the record. And let me see. Instead of only saying your name and occupation, make an effort to summarize a story you find amusing. Like instead of say, "Oh, I work with," no, 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 you can say a story. For me, I was thinking about the it's a TV show actually from Netflix. It's called the Haunting of the Hill House. I don't know if you guys heard about this. It is one of my favorite series from the late for these past few years because they told a horror story, but in a very deep way. Like you can connect to the characters. You don't know just the present. You know the whole context, the past, the trauma they've had during their lives. So I think that is really important for you to connect to a story when you can make the view, the person who's watching to pay attention, to know, to feel like they know the character, And yeah, that's my favorite TV show. If you want, you can watch it later. It's on Netflix. They have this season that is the Haunting of the Hill House. They have another season that is uh, the Haunting of the Bly Manor, and the third season it is Midnight Mass. There are different stories, but they have some connections between them. Okay, that's my recommendation for today. And how about you, Edo? Talk a little bit about yourself and about this story.
You choose the worst creative person for start that conversation, but here you go. And I am Heitor. I'm 38 years old, and I'm married with the person who actually started my career. She was my principal, how can I say, she pushed me out for start my career actually. And I work with IT. I'm a defensor of quality. That's why we call our professional. And I have a little son and a huge dog. So I think that's me.
The balance, the
Yeah,
little son, huge dog. I get it.
that's right.
Do you have some story you like because of the storytelling, some movie or some, I don't know, some song maybe?
Uh, sure. I really like a TV series on Netflix. The how can I say, the Curse of Hill's Mansion. I forgot the name, or actually, I did remember how to say it in English. The Curse of Mansion Blair, the Blair Mansion. I think I love all her stories. That's my favorite TV series.
Great. I love horror stories as well. Just in
Yeah,
the movies, not for real life.
that's right.
Oh, because it's not so nice when it's your life and not
I
Netflix.
agree with you.
How can you choose the next person?
Maybe Andressa.
Okay, that's me. I was thinking when you said the worst person to start this conversation, I was thinking, no, that's me, Hater. That's not
Okay,
you.
we have a competition right now.
Okay. As I said earlier, my name is Andressa. I'm 27 years old. I'm a biologist who's not working as a biologist anymore. What can I say? You guys started talking about horror movies, which I love. It's one of my favorite genres. And
Go ahead.
yeah, and it's one of my favorite genres. But I would like to talk about my favorite series right now, which is called Nathan for You. It's a comedy series. I don't know where I downloaded it by torrents. I don't know where to watch it. It's a little bit illegal, but here I am. But it's a series about a guy who's graduated in a business school in Canada, and he helps small business to achieve something. But he has the most weird ideas to help them to achieve these goals. And it's very funny. He's very awkward, and that's my favorite show right now. And what more can I say? Oh, I can tell a story about my dog. One day, I was cleaning the house, and a knife fell on the floor. Can I say like that? Fell on the floor. And she grabbed it with her mouth and started to run like a how do I say meliante in English? I don't know a word for this, but she ran around the house with the knife in her mouth like a crazy person. And that's my dog. She's a little bit crazy.
But she didn't hurt anyone, right?
No, she didn't hurt anyone. She just stayed there holding the knife and with a weird look in her face. It was funny, actually.
Yeah, that's like, I was imagining the scene, like Chucky with the, I don't know why, but I thought about Chucky. Maybe we can talk about the horror movies in another meeting. I really like this topic as well.
Yeah.
And can you choose someone to answer the question?
Okay, Katiana.
Hey, Katiana.
Hi, my name is Katiana. I have 38 years. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I am engineer. I work with engineers. And for this topic, I love some series in the Netflix. I love the Blacklist. For me, it's very good series in English because when you see one new I think it's chapter, this word is chapter, you looking for other chapter is very good. It's very good series.
I've seen it, but I haven't finished.
It's because I think in the Netflix you have 80 how do you say,
Seasons?
Yes, temporadas, seasons. It's a bigger series.
Not as much as Grey's Anatomy, but it's a lot.
Grey's Anatomy is another thing.
Just for the true passionate about the topic, because I could never. But it's great though. Not just I don't have the patience. And Ayla, hello. I don't think I know you. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. So guys, I'm not good and tell a story at all, but I will try to participate here. My name is Ayla. I married. I'm 46 and I live in Belém. What about the history? I remember when I was a child, I liked to read the comics, and I always like history about the imaginations. And nowadays I like to watch thriller movies and reading thriller books. I think very interesting, but I don't know. I don't remember specifically now. I like Outlander series as well. I think it very interesting because it is about the romantic and history, old history as well. So that's it.
Thanks for sharing. Don't worry, you are doing great. It's not that we're gonna tell stories. We are just gonna talk about them. Like if we like to tell stories and why. This kind of questions. Andressa, do you wanna say something?
I just unmuted.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. So I'm gonna ask you, Andressa. Can you read the next question and
Okay.
answer?
Second question, what's your opinion about the video? Are you familiar with the concept of storytelling? I think that the video was very informative. I was already familiar with the concept because right now I'm changing careers. I'm trying to work as a UX designer. And as a UX designer, I need to tell stories to not only to my stakeholders, which is the person who's interested in the project, but also to the users who's gonna use the product that I'm projecting, I'm building it. And for that, for to convince these people to buy my idea, I need to do some kind of storytelling. So I'm kind of familiar. I'm familiar with the concept.
Can you choose someone now?
Okay, hater. It's
Okay.
personal. I'm joking.
Don't worry. Actually, I love the video, and I very familiar with the subject because in my work is normal when you're gonna develop some new software. We have a meeting with the product owner, and they have to tell a story to us. How can I say? Tell us about the product. What product must be or must do, and maybe how the product looks like. I think is be the job of Andres. She will do that for us. And actually, it's an important thing in a software development. You have to get the idea of that stories and start to build that. So I think it's amazing. It's not my area, but I think it's amazing. And Ayla, you'll be the next.
Okay, in my opinion, I think the video it was very informative and very interesting because they show us about the reflection and how important it is storytelling to develop our minds, and you would be very useful in our life and our work as well, because I think when we stimulate our imagination, that is could be very useful to develop better our work, maybe our relationships, our friendship. I think I don't know much about this subject, but I think it's very useful because it could be stimulate our imagination and our pay attention about any subjects. Okay.
I totally
That's
agree with you. I totally agree. I think it is important for us. The video shows about the characteristics of a good story as well. So we have to pay attention to that. And the first thing that comes to mind when I think about storytelling, it is to get interesting, to get the background of the characters, to not only show me a part of the story, but everything that is related, that is important to the story, you know. So I think the video was short, but it was good for us to get to know a little bit more about the topic. And how about you, Katiana? What do you think?
About me. I work with different kinds of projects. Now I work with 12 projects, 12 different projects and 12 different kinds of people working this project. And it's very crazy because I need to tell some histories all the time for the people understand the project and what I need to finish in the end of this project. And for me, it's usually tell different kinds of histories and the storyteller about a new project and for different kinds of professions who works with me.
Yeah, pretty good. We have a question about the storytelling in the workplace, but it's crazy that you work with 12 projects. I would freak out. I'm serious about that because it is so much. Oh my gosh. I wish you the best luck and you're gonna rock it. So let's move to the next question. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the question number 4. If we have time, we can do the 3, but I think that this one's more interesting. We're gonna talk about a lousy story now, a story that's not good. What do you think? Let me see. Tatiana, in your opinion, what are the characteristics of a lousy story? Like a movie that's not good, you drop the movie without finishing it because it's so bad. What is a bad story to you?
For me, I look for when I see a movie or a series, I need the fix my attention for the history. And for me, I like the movies with the action, many action with a good history, for example, and with I think it's suspense. How do you say suspense? I don't remember this word in English.
I think it is really similar, maybe Suspects, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna search, but go ahead.
Yes, and I love the romantic movies, and for me it's the best. Comedies I like too. I like comedies, and for me I think that it's a when the movie it's no it's it have a good history. I don't remember it's the word in English, but I think it's about the history in the movie.
Yeah, it is. That is something that we feel closer to the characters. I'm with you on this one. I was thinking about the opposite, like a bad movie. For example, I saw a Halloween movie once that was terrible because the color wasn't right. They didn't explain what was happening. We just saw a lot of crazy facts without any explanation, so I couldn't finish the movie because it's like it doesn't follow a timeline, like a linear story in a way that makes sense. So I don't like when I feel lost in the story. Okay, I can have some questions that will going to be answered at some point, but if the movie's about to end and I see that's nothing, that it doesn't make any sense and it's not going to get better, I give up. Definitely because I don't have patience for that. And I try to watch it because I like to know what's going to happen, but sometimes it's impossible for me. And how about you, Heitor?
Actually, I have the bad habit to never give up of a film,
Yeah.
a movie. So even the movies are worse, I keep watching them to the end just to know what's happened. Unfortunately, I'm very curious for why the director could imagine these stars. So I don't know. He was paid to do that and did that thing. But as I say, it's a bad habit to me.
But what about a bad story? What is a bad story to you?
Uh, Actually, I hate love stories and
God.
sad stories like children with sickness. I hate that. I think it forces you to cry or to be thinking about, oh my God, I must believe in my life because probably someday I'll get sick too, and I don't know. I don't like this kind of stories.
I cry more with the dog movies when the dog dies. Oh my God. But if it's a person, that happens, right?
Yeah.
It's life.
Yes, that's it.
And you, Andres?
Oh, for me, I think Russian movies are the worst. I think when it doesn't matter the team it doesn't matter which movie it is, like if it's a horror or a romantic movie. If it's rushed, for me it gets a bad rate usually. And a bad movie I saw recently was Black Phone. I guess it's a
I
horror
like
movie.
that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Entertaining.
Okay, let me share my point of view and then you can. Okay, so the construction of the movie was a little bit weird. Like the character, the main character wasn't. They put him in a position that he was like he suffered bully and stuff like that, and along the along the film, along the movie, I want to say ao longo do filme.
You could say throughout the movie.
Throughout the movie, he constructed a narrative that he became strong and all, but I think he should be traumatized and not strong, because he was kidnapped by a serial killer, and that's a weird story for me. Like, it's a little lousy, you know.
I get your point.
Yeah, you get it.
It was a drastic change to the way he was and the way he got in the end.
Yeah, I get what the director tried to do, what the people who wrote the script tried to do, but for me it wasn't that good.
I totally get it. It makes sense, actually. I haven't thought about it in this way. And you, Ayla, what is a bad film or story to you?
For me, I don't like. I think they lose the story characteristics of. I think when the history don't make sense without a context, like horror movies, and when there is only serial killing and death, violence. I think it could be annoying. I don't like it. Yeah, I think for me, I don't like this kind of movie. And when the movie is too long, I think it would be annoyed as well for me.
Yeah. You have to know when to stop, because people will get distracted and you lose your audience. I agree with you. So we don't have much time left, but I'd like to do at least one or two questions. It depends. Let's go to the question number 9. I'm gonna read. Tatiana, can you read this question actually and answer?
1 minute, 9.
Yeah.
Good storytelling always comes before good storytelling. What your interpretation of these sentences? Good story listen always comes before good storytelling. I think it's before. I'm confused with this. Good story listen.
It's
I
like,
think
go
it's
ahead.
when you when the story is very good, and who you explain about this history, the other people listen about this, and I think it's about this question. It's confusing for me. It's correct or no?
It can be your interpretation, because when I think about a question, I have my perspective, so you can answer in your way. But what I was going for was like good story listening, or in other words, being good at listening comes before being good at telling stories, because you need to know what people have to say, for example. So that's what I meant with the question. And I think I explained my interpretation already, so let's go with Ayla. Do you think it is important to be a good listener before being a good storyteller?
I don't understand as well about this question.
That's okay.
Yeah.
On this
Good
one?
history listen hours come before good story. storytelling?
Let me try to explain. Like you're gonna tell stories that people wanna hear because you know what they want. If you listen to your client or someone, your audience, for example, if you want to make a movie, for example, you know people like superheroes because you listen to them before, because you know what they like, what they don't like. It is something, sorry for my dog, I warned you. And it is about this in this way.
I think it depends on the situation, because if a good storytelling can be pay attention the story listen. I mean, for example, when you are good and tell a story, you can to focus concentration about when is listen. I think it's true, the sentence, but it's not. I think it's false. I can't explain well about this question. Go ahead.
That's okay. You can have some time to think about later. You can Google it. That's part of the process.
Okay.
And you, Alessa?
Okay.
Did I confuse you too? Sorry, guys.
A little bit, but I think I can elaborate something to say. Let's see. I'm gonna read it again, okay, just to make sure. Good story listening always comes before good storytelling. Yeah, I think we should always pay attention before, like people who pay attention to those who are listeners who pay attention to a story are important, because okay, I'm not sure what I'm saying anymore. What I want to say is that you have to pay attention, okay, to the listeners before telling a good story. You have to, you said that as well, right? At some point you said that, like, a good listener, you have to tell, to captive your audience. You have to know what they want to listen, how they want to listen. So to be a good listener, it's important as well, just as it is important to be a good storyteller.
Yeah,
I don't know if it always comes before a good storytelling, but I think it's important to be a good story listener, to be a good storyteller.
Thank you, guys. Sorry for confusing you. In my head, it was clear, but it is my own crazy head. Go ahead, Heitor. What do you think?
I agree with Raul. I think it's the depth of who tell the story is to keep the focus on the stories. They must be captivate another person's with the story. Probably even with a bad story, but if you be able to tell the story that's the right thing, and maybe speaking clear, we have some techniques to be a good storytelling. So after that, I think you'll be able to create a story listening. Everyone wants to listening. I speak, then speaks very well and know how to tell a stories. I think it's that, if I understand well.
Yeah, I get it. It's like if you're good, people will get more interested in you because you have a good speech or a good way of making a narrative story, for example.
Yeah.
And in advertisement, they do that a lot. Like they show you a character, someone who is facing a problem, and the product is the solution, of course. And it's a good way for you to connect with the purpose of the product, and not only the product itself, but with the story behind it, actually.
I think that is a term for that. I forgot the name. Maybe I remember some, but you have the right way to tell something. For example, if you're talking with some person, then talk very fast, you must talk very fast because they will rapport. That's the name. So you will be captivate that person because the person will look like to you, and oh, his look likes me. He speaks very fast, or maybe the person speaks slowly. I think that.
I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I think
Yeah.
I would be willing to pay more attention to someone who is who I
It's nice
connect.
terms. It's nice technique. Name's rapport.
I'm gonna search it later. Thank you so much for sharing this
Don't worry.
perspective. And I think we have time for one more question that I separate here. Okay, is being a great storyteller a talent or a skill? Which one is better to have? I'm gonna skip this one because I talk too much, Andressa.
I think it's both. It's both. Like you may have a talent, you may be a natural in this on this, but it's something also you acquire studying it and practicing it. Like it's a skill because of that you can practice, but some people just have this talent, like they were born to do this. It's amazing, and that's it, I guess.
Which one is better to have, in your opinion?
Oh, which one? The talent or the skill? Is that it?
Yeah.
I think it's better to have the skill, because the talent is something. It's the skill. You. It's more democratic, I guess. That's the word I wanted. It's more democratic. Everyone can do this, or at least try to do this. And when you talk about talent, you're talking about specific people who were destined to do that,
Yeah, that's your point. And you, Ito, what do you think about this question? 7.
I think it's a talent, 15%, and 15% is a skill. You'll be able to develop that skill. So, but talent or skill, which one's better to have? I think it's better you have the talent because the skill have to improve and grow up. But talent something that you're born with that, so you can develop this. I prefer be the talent.
Yeah, it seems easier in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just being able to speak a lot of languages without destroying your brain must be awesome.
Yeah. Putting a great effort to do that.
Yeah. One more great, I would add, because it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
So we're gonna have one more minute. I'm gonna ask for Isla's opinion on this one. Isla, what do you think about question 7?
I agree with Andressa. I think both are important, but I think talent is better to have because with talent, it could be improved after it could be achieved better skills. Yeah, I think talent is better.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. I think what you said was interesting because, yeah, we kind of need both because it's good to develop something, but it's even better if you already have it. So it's something that you won't be willing to give up because you feel it's a great source of motivation when you feel like you're good at something. So yeah, I see your point as well. So the guys are back for the other ones. Gyro is sleeping. That's okay. I'm just kidding with you. I want to know how it was a conversation. Hopefully it wasn't boring because Gyro is asleep. So guys, let's check with you. Gustavo, I have a question for you, okay?
Yes.
So do you consider yourself a good storyteller?
Like I said, I can tell a story, but I don't know it's good. It depends on the other person hearing. But I think that I need to improve that. Like Jairo said in the other room, I think it depends of the context, the type of the story that I'm gonna tell. If it's something that I like, it's gonna be better. Or if it's something that my professional or something like that, I will be better in telling the story.
It makes sense. Like it is something that you feel connection with. It's not something so hard and to do, right? I get you. And Mario, long time no see. How's it going?
Oh, excellent, Sarah. Excellent. This subject is very interesting for me. I said in my break room. I like the subject. I need to use data storytelling. I use in my job. When I saw this in Talk and Talk, the classes, I want to participate in this meeting, and the end was excellent with my friends to talk about this.
Thanks for coming again. I hope you don't you have a nice time with the guys, Gustavo, Jairo, and the others. And let me just say something. I posted here the link to survey so you can give your feedback in the score, of course. The second link is to YouTube so you can see yourself speaking and check the other content we post there. I have one more question. Let me see who I'm gonna choose. Bruno. Okay, so question number 6. What is more important to consider if you wanna engage people to a story?
So I think to engage the people, you need to learn and study about these people, because everything want to know about yourself, want to resolve your problem, want to talk about your life. Then history connect with a person. To me, that is it.
Yeah, great point of view. We discussed question number 9. Yeah, it was a little confusing. But yeah, I think it is related to what you said because to know what people want. So if you know people, you can solve the problems, and it's the best way for your company, your business to run. Thanks for thanks for your answer, guys. That's it. We're almost finishing our meeting. Does anyone want to say something about the topic? I'm gonna give you the space. Oh, Andressa, how it was your first time? I almost forgot.
It's not actually my first time. I already had other meetings, but for this one, it was great. Actually, I had a lot of fun. I was a little bit nervous because the topic was hard. I have to say it, but it was amazing. Thank you for conducting us guiding us and everything.
Have to do it. I'm here every Monday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Sorry, it was my past hour. And that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Work hard and but have fun as well. Life's not only about work.
Thanks,
Bye, guys,
Sarah.
and thank you, Jefferson.
Bye-bye.
You saved my life today.
Thanks, Sarah.
See you guys.
Guys, good
See you.
evening.
Nice to see
Bye-bye,
you,
guys.
Sarah and friends. Bye bye.